much, Gary.
We will probably have to add throughout the ball game that from broadcasting from Quaker Valley, we have a very, very poor setup. It's difficult oftentimes to be able to hear, and we've been in touch with Gary Allen back at the station, and he'll let us know periodically how things are going if you're wondering about the messages. I feel sort of sorry, Jeff, for Ellwood City Challenge. Challenge for the Wolverines fans and three of us right here, but for two challenge, I thought they got quite down to the end zone to field the ball, and it's sort of a bad situation. But once again, for the Wolverines, they'll be kicking off to start a ball game.
Quaker Valley won the toss, and Sean Reese will be kicking it off from left to right. Wolverines, by the way, dressed in their blue pants, white top with blue numerals, and the blue and white helmets with the Wolverine emblem on top. Quaker Valley dressed in black and gold. Black pants, black tops, also black helmets with white numerals trimmed in gold. And Sean Reese teeing it up now, set to kick it off from left to right. Nice day for football, beginning to clear up a little bit, and hopefully the rains will hold off and we won't have another center mud bath like we had at Helling Stadium this season.
Yes, you and I talked about that on our way down through the ball game. Hopefully the weather does not become a factor in this game nor the last ball game of the season against Riverside. I hope the weather holds off through, at least through the playoffs, should Ellwood be involved in the playoffs. I don't like weather to be any kind of a factor. Okay, we're ready for the kickoff of today's ball game.
Roberto back deep to receive, and it'll be a short and high kick taken by Roberto on his own 15. He's up across the 20, big hole, and still on his feet as the gap closes quickly, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Coming up with the stop is Mickey Perry for the Wolverines. So Quaker Valley Quakers have it first down and 10 on their own 36-yard line, and Philly had the wedge up the middle. Unfortunately, the Wolverines were able to close that gap quickly and make the stop.
And the Wolverines are going to have to work a little bit on their specialty teams. They were not able to pinch that runner and hold him. They probably could have stopped him for about 7 or 8 yards less than what he got.
John Murphy is the quarterback. They sit down out of the power I formation. Hard stick by the Wolverines, carrying the ball straight ahead. Was the senior for Quaker Valley, Ernie Robinson, 5'7", 180-pound fullback. Tackle made by Roth on the inside for the Wolverines.
So they started, the Quakers did, by putting a different player in the starting lineup, a different fullback than we had expected to start today's ball game. It may be because this is senior day here.
I formation. Here comes the draw. Roberto looking for room off the left side. Won't find much of anything. Gets it out to about the 40-yard line. Give him a pickup of a couple as they mark it just across the 40. And Nick Perry along with Joe Roth combining to make the stop for the Wolverines. That'll bring up a third down and about 5 situation for a first for the Quaker Valley Quakers. They are moving it from right to left.
And the strength of their ball club, Jeff, is a running ball game. And, of course, the strength of the Wolverine defense is their rushing defense. So we'll have to see how it develops.
Again, out of the power I formation. Murphy back to pass, hits his end, and a good catch by flanker Jason Tarosky, who came out of the flat still, was able to dive, make the catch for a first down for the Quakers. Nick Perry was on the coverage for the Wolverines, but not quick enough before that. Tarosky made a diving catch for that. And I'll tell you what, if you think about it, Perry had him covered rather well. It's just that Tarosky made an exceptional catch on the play, having to dive for the football, and got enough for the first down.
Right, Nick Perry cut in front of the receiver trying to go for the interception, but it was over his head just barely.
Quaker Valley, first and 10 from their own 47. Roberto looking for room off the left side. Offensively finds none. Nick Perry on the stop. Roth also shooting in there. Gain of just 2, so that'll bring up second down and 8 for Quaker Valley first down, putting the ball right on the midfield stripe at the 50.
Joe Roth calling the defensive signals. He, along with Jerry Richard, the defensive player linebackers, inside linebackers for the Wolverines, who have each week they've gotten a little bit better to the point where they are probably 2 of the best in the MAC conference.
Second 8 from the 50, counter play, and it goes nowhere. Robinson finds it tough going on the inside. As Billy Beretta makes the stop for the Wolverines. No gain in the play. Third down and 8 for a first for the Quakers.
Bill Peretta, Chris Cortez, both in there. The quarterback tried to fake a pitch outside and come quickly inside with a trap, but the Wolverine defense has seen traps too often this year, and they were able to analyze and diagnose that completely. They were ready. All right, here we come, third and long again, a possible passing situation.
8 to go for the first from the midfield stripe. Here comes the delayed draw. Roberto looking to get outside, breaks one tackle. Jones tracks him down from behind, though, and stops him short of a Quaker Valley first down. They get it into Wolverine territory, though, on their 46-yard line. So that'll bring up fourth down. Call 4 to go for the first. And Kevin Jones, of course, showing some good speed, chasing down Roberto from behind.
And Kevin Jones is obviously one of the quickest players on the field, and we'll probably see that when the Wolverines take over. Look for the, right now, Portugala and Kettle are back deep to receive the punt.
Ben Farrell set to punt it away. He is the scheduled starter at fullback, but did not do so. And Farrell kicks it out of bounds, gets a bad kickoff. He wanted it to carry a little bit farther than that, Phil, but it didn't, so it goes out of bounds on the Wolverine 31-yard line, where they have a first down and 10, and they get their first chance at the football this afternoon.
And didn't I tell you and warn you that those yard markers were going to be difficult to pick out? It's sometimes funny that the teams don't spend an extra $2 to put the markers right down on the... On offense now, their first possession of the ball game.
Well, Farrell shanked that punt, traveled 17 yards, and a first down and 10 for the Wolverines. Ketterer is the quarterback. Here comes that off-tackle play to Jones, still on his feet. Jones breaks the tackle. He's at midfield. Jones being chased by one player from behind, and he'll be brought down after a big gainer for the Wolverines, getting it deep into Quaker Valley territory, where they mark it on their 31-yard line. Hirschfeld made the stop for Quaker Valley, and had he not been able to track Jones down from behind, Phil, Kevin was off to the races and into the end zone for a Wolverine touchdown.
Good tackling or blocking on that left side by Cortez, but also a great run by Kevin Jones, who broke into the secondary and had a man on his back, was able to shrug one man off and go for the long distance, the long gainer for the Wolverines.
That gainer traveled about 37 yards to 40 yards for the Wolverines. Chapman on the trap play inside off the left side, and finds a little running room. Picks up a couple, gets it inside the 30-yard line of the Quakers down to their 29. Second down and 8, so we'll call it a pickup of 2.
And I would look for that option because the Wolverines had hoped to run the option quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ketterer with an option to the left or right because he has DeLuca out there along with Kevin Jones, either one.
Single setback is Chapman. They ride him on the belly off of right tackle. And he's stacked up after a pickup of just 1 yard in the play. Vecchio comes up to make the stop for the Quaker Valley Quakers. So look at him at pick up a 2, actually. That'll bring up a third down and a short 6 for a first.
Now the Wolverines can look at this in two different ways. They can say that they are in 4-down territory, but they're also in distance here where Sean Reese could very easily put up a field goal. They are not too far out of his range, so a gain of 4 or 5 yards could put the Wolverines in field goal range.
Portugala wide to the near side, Petrelli wide to the far side. Jones again motion to the far side. Here comes the option. Ketterer pitch back to Jones, takes it on the 30. Jones turns the corner, gets down inside the 20, and is ridden out of bounds by Quaker Valley on the Quakers' 15-yard line, rather. Robinson, also the starting fullback today, came up from the quarterback spot to make that stop, Bill, and that'll be enough for a Wolverine first down as Jones picks up close to 10, and they'll mark it inside the 15, just inside, actually, and shy of the 14-yard line.
Excellent run.
Quakers.
Yeah, excuse me, excellent run by Kevin Jones. He made a juke step inside and broke to the outside to get that corner quickly.
DeLuca in motion to the near side this time, and he'll take the move off the counter play as they fake the handoff to Chapman, then counter back to DeLuca. John will pick up about a yard in the play. That'll bring up second down and 9 as Fleck makes the stop for the Quakers. That'll move it inside the 15 now and put it on the 13 of the Quakers.
John DeLuca was actually hit in the backfield and were cleared down inside the 10, or about to the 10-yard line. And the Wolverines moving the ball. In fact, are they inside the 10? Yes, they're inside the 10, it looks like.
No, they're inside the 15.
Okay, that's right.
Kind of hard to distinguish that yard marker from where it's at. They go inside with a quick opener to Kevin Jones. He gets it inside the 10 this time, and that'll give him a pickup of 4 yards. Moving it down to the 9-yard line as Grayson comes up to make the stop for Quaker Valley.
That was the counter play that we've seen this year. It's been the option, off tackle, and the counter. The Wolverines have run downfield with it, and it's what they've done all year. And Coach Rankin said we're going to do that as we have done it all year. Hopefully the blocking will continue as he's gotten it throughout most of the season.
Third and about 5 for the first. They have to go to about the 4-yard line for the first down. Inside, Billy Chapman bowled over after a pickup of a couple as he moves it further inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Grayson again with the stop for the Quakers. So that'll bring up a fourth down. So we'll call it a short 3 for the first down Wolverines, as I mentioned, have to go just inside the 5, as it looks from here, for the first down.
And it looks like they're going to go for it because the two tight ends have come into the ball game, Scott Timmerman and Sean Reese, both in the tight end positions. The Wolverines are going to try for it.
Timmerman tight left, Reese tight right. Flags are thrown, and we might have someone crossing the neutral zone defensively, and I believe that's what the call might be.
Somebody lined up or did something incorrectly on the defense, and that's going to bring the Wolverines a first down, first and goal. Encroachment, right.
That's what it'll be. So somebody either lined up in the neutral zone or they jumped just a little bit when the Wolverines started to bark the signals up front. That's worked for them effectively this well. You know, I thought I was looking for them maybe to flip the tight ends.
Well, I talked with Coach Rankin about that this week, and they watched the film 3 or 4 times, and it was exactly the same play as what they did against Beaver Falls, and it worked, and the referees called it the wrong way, and it was an error on the part of the referees, much as we had expected.
4th and short, about half a yard for the first. Jones in trouble trying to get the first down. He might not get it, and he might not have it. He was chased, flushed out of the backfield, Phil. He was trying to get to the outside, was able to shake off 2 tacklers, and finally Vecchio runs him out of bounds, and I don't believe he got the first down. He didn't. So Quaker Valley holds, and they take over on downs. First down and 10 from their own 11.
Okay, we were mistaken on that call. That I thought that the call would have brought them the first down, but it did leave them a little bit short, and that play left them with nothing. Kevin Jones, in fact, escaped being hit in the backfield, but it still leaves the Wolverines defense in a fairly decent situation with the Quakers taking over at their own 6-yard line. They have a long way to go.
Now's when you like to see a turnover for the Wolverines. Out of the I formation, Ruperto looking for room, finds nothing. Matter of fact, he'll lose a couple as he's taken down inside the 5-yard line. Brian Gibbons making the stop for the Wolverines. Now they do mark the ball right on the 5, so call that a loss of a half a yard. Second down and a long 10 to go for a Wolverine first.
You know, sometimes I have to ask, and I'm going to ask Coach Rankin why he doesn't try Sean Reese earlier in the ball game for those field goals, because it could give him some confidence for a later in the ball game when he might be needed. Okay, here we go.
Our I formation again to Ruperto, this time off the right side as he tries to work over his right tackle and finds the running a little bit tough again.
It'll even be more difficult for the Quakers to pass now because they'll be dropping back into their own end zone, and it'll be tough to get a pass off, so I'd probably look for a draw.
Timmerman on the stop, no gain in the play, so that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 10 to go from the Quaker Valley 5-yard line. Quakers have the ball. They send a wide out. Their flanker, Jason Tarosky, out to the far side. Backs are in the I formation. Again, they go off to Ruperto. Finds a little bit of daylight, but not enough to squeak through for the first down. As Jerry Richard, one of the inside backers for the Wolverines, comes up and stick him and make the stop after the gain of 4 yards in the play. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 6 to go for a Quaker first, and they will be forced to punt it away. Ben Farrell, the senior fullback and linebacker, in to punt it away, standing in his end zone. Wolverines should have relatively good field position. Low snap, no rush, though, put on by the Wolverines. They want to set up for the return. Low kick. Ketterer and Portugal watch it roll, and will get out of the way as it is down in Quaker Valley territory on their 49-yard line. Robinson downing it, and a pretty decent kick carrying about 40 yards for Farrell that time, considering he shanked one off his foot the last time he punted.
Yeah, it was not a great kick as far as length or anything that went, but it fell so short that the return man, Ketterer and Portugal, couldn't go up and make the play on the ball, and once it bounced way back into closer to Wolverine territory. But now we're right about midfield.
Timmerman tight to the near side. Now they do some shifting. Timmerman switch over tight to the left side, and they're unbalanced left now. They go off to Jones. Jones looking for running room. Gets it inside the 45 and down to about the 44-yard line of Quaker Valley. Robinson along with Nelko making the stop for the Quakers. So we'll call that a gain of about 6 in the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 to go for a Wolverine first down.
That was the first time this year that I can remember seeing that shift where they brought the tight end over to the split end side and went unbalanced, and then Kevin Jones followed the unbalanced line. Quakers were slow to switch down to the unbalanced.
Billy Chapman breaking tackles as he gets the handoff on the quick opener inside. They brought DeLuca in motion to the near side, and Ruperto made the stop, by the way, for the Quakers. Chapman then took the handoff on the quick opener And some trap blocking inside for the Wolverines here on the right side of their offensive front. Chapman gets enough for the first down, picks up about 6 as he gets it down inside the 40 to about the 36-yard line of the Quakers.
It's Cortez up front there, along with Gibbons now on offense on that right side, who were able to do that trap blocking quickly.
1st and 10 from the Quakers 36. Chapman stopped in the backfield, was able to hold on to the football. Philly almost lost it, and then he regained his composure, tried to dive ahead, and he'll pick up just about a yard in the play as Grayson makes the stop for the Quakers. 2nd down and 9. That puts the ball on the 35-yard line of the Quakers.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Rankin put the ball up in the air, because I know he wants to start throwing with Chris Ketterer more often, and this might be a good opportunity to do that. 2nd and long.
Petrelli wide to the far side. Jones in the slot to the near side. Split backs are DeLuca and Chapman. Ketterer back to pass. Hits Petrelli is wide out and up for the first down. And then we'll give him a pickup of about 11 yards as he gets it inside the 25 to the 24. Gets down on both of his knees, cradles the ball in, and is picked up on the coverage defensively by Jim Kemp, the 6'1", 174-pound senior. Kemp's not on the coverage quick enough, though, Phil, as Petrelli just did a simple down-and-out pattern curling to the sideline.
I think this is getting a little bit scary. Coach Rankin and I are starting to think an awful lot alike when we're calling the plays. He saw that one-man pattern out there, and Petrelli was wide open.
Jones looking for room off the left side. Won't find any. Matter of fact, he loses about half a yard, so we'll call it 2nd down and a long 10 to go for a Wolverine first. That'll put the ball on the Quakers' 25-yard line. Grayson coming up to make the stop along with Kemp for the Quakers.
The Quakers defense has analyzed the offense very well. They've done a good job of scouting, and they have been with the Wolverines on virtually every play. Sometimes there have been missed tackles, but they have been there. And I'd look for the option because it's a good place and time for the Wolverines to run it.
Officials timeout. Officials timeout on the field. No score in the ball game. We have 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. And Wolverines drove it down, if you're just joining us, when they had the ball on their first possession, drove it down to the Quakers' 5-yard line. Phil, and on 4th and about half a yard to go, they went to Jones to try to get the first down, swinging him out wide to the far side, the left, and he wasn't able to get it. After that, Quakers ran 3 downs and punted, and here we are with the Wolverines with the ball, 2nd down and 10. Here comes the option. Ketterer to keep. Ketterer won't find any running room. That possibly could have been one time he might have pitched it back, but again, if you look at it from our vantage point, Philip, it probably was wise that he kept it and was brought down by Fleck, because had he pitched the ball, there was a chance of that being picked off when he pitched it.
Yes, and they did run the option pretty much what we had expected them to run, but at that time it was analyzed, and had DeLuca even gotten a pitch, there was a man out there, he would have had to have beaten that man to get a first down. But that brings the end of the first quarter, and with the score at 0-0, we'll come back with second quarter action right after this message.
Have preferred to do business with for over 50 years. McElwain Chevrolet Oldsmobile, 812 Beaver Avenue, the dealer they know they can trust.
Yes, Denny's Pizza and Stuff Palace, 705 Lawrence Avenue, is often really the best in homemade Sicilian-style pizza. There's always something great about the way Denny puts together a crust and a topping that combine the kind of flavor with a capital grace. You know it's a feeling you taste it in Denny's homemade sausage visit.
And now a perfect lunch for the busy man. A new 6-inch mini-bitty with hot wedding soup. Guaranteed to be ready for eating in 5 minutes. Call 752-2522 for delivery.
Sean Reese will attempt a field goal. Wolverines are faced with a 4th down and 8. It'll be a 40-yard field goal. Kick was up and is shot short, but a flag has been thrown. We might have...
It was offside, Joe. No, it was offside on the defense, so I saw the left defensive end attack was starting a little bit before the ball was snapped, so the Wolverines will get another 5-yard chance. Now, that could change the whole complexion of what they try to do, though.
Now make it about 4th down and 3, moving the ball inside the 20 to about... the 17-yard line, and that's where they will mark it. 4th and about 3 from the 17 of Quaker Valley.
And I do believe I see Joe Roth lining up now. Joe Roth was ready to come in, but I guess he's not going to. Coach Rankin's calling the play in from the sideline. The play that we missed during that timeout, the 3rd down play, was an incompleted pass. Chris Ketterer overshot the mark trying to hit, I believe it was Chapman coming out of the backfield. But the Wolverines are going to have to call timeout, because had they not called timeout, they would have been faced with a possible delay of game penalty. They were still getting that play in from the sideline.
No score in the ball game. We're just underway in the second quarter of play. Now this message. So Weimer, no score in the ball game, and we are live from Chuck Knox Stadium as the Quaker Valley Quakers are battling it out with the Wolverines. Wolverines will be given another chance here, Phil. Do you look for them to go for the field goal again?
No, because I see Joe Roth has gone into the lineup, so they do have the Wolverines have a play that's been set up. And when you see Joe Roth in there, you know he's involved in something. He's a designated linebacker runner. So he can either throw. I would look for maybe a halfback pass coming from the hands of Joe Roth.
Ketter, the quarterback. Here comes the option. Ketter, pitch back to Jones. Jones breaks one tackle. Jones still fighting his way deep into Quaker Valley territory, but he will be shy of first down, I do believe.
No, I don't think so, Jeff.
Okay, he got it. I couldn't see it from...
It was a matter of watching the right line marker. You got to watch where the referee puts his foot and kind of follow the marker all the way across the field, because as we said, there are no markers on the field.
And you were able to do it better than I that time, because I couldn't follow it all the way across without getting a little bit dizzy. Anyhow, the Wolverines do have a first down, and they can get another first down on about the 3-yard line. They have it on the 13 now. Chapman finds tough running inside, and they have been keying on Bill all season. You could basically say this about all the teams. Billy rushing for over 1,000 yards last year. And after the first ball game,
no gain on the play, second down 10.
Against Westinghouse,
yes,
he's had some tough running this season.
Yeah, one of the reasons why Kevin Jones has had big first halves of ball games is because so many defenses have been keying on Bill Chapman to start the game. Excuse me. And when they start keying on Bill Chapman, what happens is Kevin Jones starts to open up on his outside runs. All right, we're ready with second down and still about 10.
Wolverines again with the shift. This time Sean Reese going over and setting up tight, unbalanced right for Ellwood City. Straight ahead to Chapman. Billy bowling his way inside the 5 and down to about the 2-yard line. So the quick opener opened that time well for Bill Chapman. And Sonny made the stop for the Quakers, but not enough before the Wolverines got close to another first down. They might have to call for a measurement, and they will. There's no score in the ball game. Now this message. Ball game, about 10:44 remaining in the first half of play. Wolverines threatening, though, now on the 3-yard line with the 3rd and goal of Quaker Valley's 3. Straight ahead to Chapman. Chapman bowls. He's in for the touchdown.
Nice run off the right side, right behind the right guard Gibbons and center Newpower for that touchdown. If I may take 1 second, Jeff, to describe for people what the Wolverines have done on offense, it's different. They'll come up to their line of scrimmage with their tight end on one side, on the same side as a flanker, and what he'll do is he'll shift over to the opposite side, bring the split end in, and then that slot back, the halfback, will also go in motion to the power side, and both times the Quakers have failed to shift down to that unbalance, and it's left a wide opening for the Wolverines.
Reese set to kick the extra point away. Kick is up, and it's no good. So the holder, Ketterer, I saw, but he was trying to turn the strings away from Sean's foot as he was going to kick it. And while he was spinning the football, it apparently caused a little bit of disruption. Score 6-0, Ellwood City on top of Quaker Valley. We are in the second quarter of play. Now this message. Also, Ruperto back deep to receive the kick for Quaker Valley. Sean Reese set to kick it away from right to left. Wolverines just scoring on a 3-yard plunge by Bill Chapman. Bill getting a lot of that on his own, was stuck at the line of scrimmage and was able to twist and turn his way in for the touchdown. Reese gets off a shallow kick taken on the near sideline by Tunney. Tunney now crossing the field, running against the pattern, looking for room, and finds some good running room as Tunney is able to punch his way through there and show some speed, breaking some tackles, getting it up across the 35 for Quaker Valley after their 39. And Mark Jones made the stop for Ellwood City. So first down attempt for the Quakers on their own 39-yard line.
Once again, Jeff, the Ellwood City Wolverine specialty team was a little bit lax in making tackles, and if I'm Coach Carl Flory, and I did see him here with his staff, I'd be trying to set up some kind of a thing that might try to exploit the Wolverine specialty teams. But if I'm Coach Rankin, I'm going to be working on that this week, too.
Ben Farrells is in at fullback. Handoff, though, goes to Ruperto. Tries to append himself across the line of scrimmage, and he is twisted in the air. We see flags are down on the offensive backfield side of Quaker Valley. So good chance we do have some type of motion, and that is what it is. Illegal motion against Quaker Valley. That'll back them up a few yards, 5 to be exact, and that will bring up a first down of 15 if the Wolverines choose to take it. If not, It will be 2nd down and 10 because there was no gain on the play.
Well, they're going to take the penalty, Jeff, but I think it would be proper to mention to people that we are in this ball game in an enclosed press box. That's why you hear very little as far as crowd noises in the background. There are a lot of people here, but and a great throng of people from Ellwood City, but it's difficult to hear them in the background because we're in an enclosed booth.
1st down, 15 to go for the Quakers out of the power I formation. Roberto dots the I. And again, they will have movement on the left side of the offensive front for Quaker Valley. That'll back them up another 5.
Yeah, that was the left tackle, number 70, Mike Zuba. He jumped up and must be too anxious to get that snap count and beat the Wolverines off the ball. Now it's going to be a 1st down and 20.
From the Quaker 29-yard line. Okay. So far, Wolverines have been able to control the tempo of the ball game, Phil.
Right. Chris Ketter just replaces the man inside Gibbons. That means the Wolverines are going to go with the passing defense.
Snap was bobbled a little bit by the quarterback, John Murphy. And again, we have flags flying. We'll have to see what the preliminary call is. I believe it is once again against Quaker Valley. That's what it is. Everybody was moving a little too soon on the line, so apparently something's shaking those guys up inside there, Phil. That'll back them up another 5.
And as I was just about ready to say before, the Wolverines have a special passing defense that they like to go with sometimes. Bill Peretta comes out of there, but the Bill Peretta has stayed in right now. And Coach Jerry Vicio from Quaker Valley has to call a timeout because he's in a 1st down and 25 circumstance here from his own about 23-yard line.
Okay, score is 6-0 Ellwood on top of Quaker Valley. 9:31 left in the 1st half of play. Now this message. Barry Allen, 9:31 remaining in the 1st half of play. Jeff Hazen, Phil Weiler, we're live from Chuck Knox Stadium. Wolverines lead at 6-0. Quaker Valley with the football face of the 1st and 25. Formation. Murphy off to the tailback, Roberto, and he finds running room very scarce as he gets it up to the 25-yard line. 24 is where they will mark, so they won't even give him a 25. Pickup of 1. And that will make it 2nd down, about 24 to go for the Quaker Valley 1st down with the ball on their own 24.
It looks like what the Wolverines have done as far as their defense is concerned is bring Petrelli in as a defensive back. And Nick Perry has gone inside and is playing right behind the defensive end and attacking.
Play action pass. Murphy looks downfield, throws, has a receiver open. Pass is incomplete. They tried to hit his end, Pete Jones, who was open over here on the 45-yard line. Coming over for the coverage was Kevin Jones. And a pass ball is incomplete. Also Portugal over there on the coverage. Pass ball is incomplete, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 24.
And what the Wolverines like to do on defense is try to put pressure on the quarterback, and it was Perry who lined up, stacked right behind Scott Timmerman on the right defensive side. He attacked, but he got picked up because the pass was a rollout right. Portugal came over, was able to get in position. He almost could have been called for interference because he went up, but he did go up after the ball.
Power I formation. Again, play action pass. Chased out of the pocket, Murphy, and he will be brought down. Timmerman this time does catch him from behind. And that will drop him back for a loss, and Quaker Valley will be forced to punt. So credit the sack to the Wolverines defense. Scott Tillman especially, as he's able to shoot him from the far side at that defensive end position to make the stop.
And the Wolverines, the Quakers would have had to get to the 50-yard line for a 1st down. And right now, with 4th down and 34, the punter would be lucky to get it out to at least the 50 on his punt.
Farrell's the punter. That sack credited to Timmerman for a loss of 10 yards. Farrell standing on his 5, gets off a nice spirally kick, takes and hits and takes a roll for Quaker Valley as it rolls across the 50 into Wolverine territory on their 49, where they will take over 1st down and 10. It's Ellwood City 6, Quaker Valley nothing. 8:06 remaining in the 1st half of play. Now this message.
Get over your light bulb. See the idea people at Union Building and Loan Association, Leopard Lane in West Bridgewater. That's Union Building and Loan.
All right. Just as the Wolverines had approached the ball, they came up to start the 1st down play, and as they approached the ball, they tried that shift where they would bring the tight end around, but it looked as though one of the interior linemen also jumped as they did that. I couldn't see who it was, but the Wolverines are going to get called for a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty. So they'll start it off right now at their own 45-yard line, and it'll be first down and 15 to go. Ellwood City leading at 6-0 in the second quarter of the ball game, Jeff.
And we had an awfully quick-moving first quarter as both ball clubs virtually kept it on the ground. Both teams starting to pass a little bit more here in the second quarter. DeLuca with the counter, hit in the backfield and brought down immediately. Coming up to make the stop is Jason Chorosky. DeLuca gets no gain in the play, and that'll bring up second down, 15 to go for the Wolverines. So they tried to isolate DeLuca and get him outside on off his right tackle. Philly wasn't able to do so. Chorosky coming up making a nice defensive play.
And there probably are a few people who are just turning on the ball game right now. It's a little bit after 1 o'clock, but the ball game today started at 12:30, and we're already into the second quarter.
Backs are split, play action pass, the bootleg. Kenner looks, throws, has it blocked. Jim Percival made the block and almost had it intercepted. That'll bring up a third down, and we'll call it 15 again as the Wolverines have it still on their own 44. So Kenner didn't get his pass up high enough, tried to dump it off to his tight end, and that would be Timmerman. Timmerman and Petrelli were in that area, and it falls incomplete.
Well, Timmerman and also Chapman was over there. In fact, it was Petrelli. I was watching him. He was the deepest of the 3 people over there, and he was a little bit open had Ketterer looked longer.
Definite passing situation, 3rd and 14. Play action pass. Ketterer rolls to the near side. Ketterer looking, chase from behind. He'll have to tuck the football, and he'll be brought down for the sack. And a loss of a couple yards. Coming in to make the stop is Brett Nelko. And also Jeff Tunney blitzing in to make that tackle for the Quaker Valley Quakers. So that time the offensive front for the Wolverines breaking down and not giving Ketterer the time for the sprint out action pass.
It was basically a one-man pattern, and I was watching Petrelli the whole way. I'm a little bit disappointed with the pattern that Rick ran. He didn't make a definite cut in or out to a sideline, to a post, to a flag. He didn't run a definite pattern of any kind. He kind of slowly went left and right. Morgan now will have to punt.
Tunney back to receive the kick. Along with Murphy, the quarterback, is taken by the up man, and carrying the football will be Jim Kemp. Kemp looking for a little bit of room, trying to get to the outside, and he's not able to do so as Joe Ross flies down there and makes a stop for the Wolverines. First down and 10 for the Quakers, and they have it on their own 39. And that'll be a 21-yard punt from Morgan.
And Morgan has benefited many times in the previous ball games of having short line drive punts that roll quite a bit. That time the up man, Kemp, was ready for it. He grabbed the ball before it could hit the ground and was able to get some positive yardage.
High formation, man in the slot is the flanker, Chorosky. Pitch back to the far side. Ruperto looking for room. Ruperto turns the corner. He's down inside the Wolverine 40 and run out of bounds at the Wolverine 34-yard line. So a big gainer for Ruperto, and you see you see now why they like to isolate him outside. He's able to do so much. Portugallo eventually running out Ruperto out of bounds.
Ruperto made a nice run around that left side. I'm sort of anxious to see who got caught inside over there because Kevin Jones is over there. I'm surprised he was able to get locked up inside and be beaten around that corner because Kevin usually is not beaten with his speed around the right side. But so he must have been locked up and caught up by a defender, or excuse me, by a blocker inside.
Again out of the I formation. Straight ahead they go, and they'll find running a little tough. 25-yard gain for Ruperto on the previous play on that big run. And Brian Gibbons making the stop for Ellwood City after a gain of just a couple for Carls. So that'll bring up second down. We'll call it 8 with the football resting on the Wolverine 32-yard line. So far here in the second quarter of play, Phil, Quaker Valley has outplayed the Wolverines.
But Ruperto has had to go to the bench to get a little bit of a breather. That hurts their offensive backfield.
Play action pass. Murphy looks, has a receiver open, and it's complete to Jeff Tunney. Tunney looking to get in the end zone. He's run out of bounds by the Wolverines before he even gets near the end zone. Tunney didn't realize he was run out of bounds, and like a good receiver, kept moving until he heard the whistle blow. Tunney was run out of bounds inside the 15 on the 14-yard line. Or is that on the, geez, this is hard to read these markers. That is inside the 15 on the 14-yard line. Okay. Right down in 10.
It's about the 14 or the 13-yard line. He caught that ball and turned upfield, had a blocker with him. He could have gone into the end zone, but his momentum carried him right to the edge of that sideline, and I wasn't sure whether the referee would see it, but it was a good call. He did step out of bounds at about the 13.
Passer Brent Combo carrying about 15 yards. Roberto goes. He's met at the line of scrimmage by Jones, and they might give him a pickup of about 1. So they will give him the pickup of 1. Second down and 9. They can get a first down on the Wolverines 6-yard line. So there's been a little bit of a change of momentum here after that big run by Roberto. It started off this drive, moving them from their territory deep into Ellwood territory. And also that pass caught by Tunney, who just did a drag pattern across the middle and caught it in the Wolverine flat on the near side. Second down, Roberto, big hole in the middle, and he's dragged down from behind by Sean Reed, the left defensive end.
Well, he got into the secondary real quickly, and had Roberto made another, had he had a chance to make another step, he could have gotten to the right side corner. But right now, it'll still be about third down and about 4 or 5. And I don't know, Jeff, I would probably look to see them run that quick pitch around that left side that was so successful for Roberto 4 or 5 plays ago.
Third down, about 4 from the 7-yard line of the Wolverines. Again to Roberto off right tackle. They're finding something that they can move over there. Portugallo makes the stop and trips up Roberto, but not before he picks up a first down. So they'll have a first and goal inside the Wolverine 5. And Portugallo is able to save a touchdown for the Wolverines, but not able to stop Roberto from getting a first. They find something that they like over there, Phil, that they're able to move on that left defensive front of Ellwood City for some reason.
Right. I don't know what the problem is on that one side, but they've been opening up fairly nice-sized holes.
First and goal from the Wolverine 3. Roberto puts his head down, balls, he gets down close to the goal line. If you sense a little bit, Phil, Richard making a stop for Ellwood City, that the Wolverines not really playing with too much enthusiasm here this afternoon.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say, Jeff. It seems like they're rather listless out there. I don't know whether it's because it's an afternoon or because they're highly favored going into the ball game, but they seem to be very listless while they're out there. And right now, the Quakers, though, have a little bit of confusion, and they're going to have to call a timeout.
Something you have to do, remember, listeners, is that the Wolverines have yet to ever win here at Quaker Valley since they began this series a few years ago. And they were able to beat them at Ellwood City last year, 57-0. 3:03 remaining in the first half of play. It's 6-0, Quaker Valley over top of Ellwood City. We'll keep it right here so we do not have a chance to miss this play. Quaker Valley, let's set the scene for you. They have it second down and goal from about the Wolverines' half-yard line. Ellwood leads it 6-0.
Yeah, I was just about, I think you might have said a little bit ago, the Quakers were ahead by 6, but the Wolverines still have a 6-0 lead, but they missed the extra. This will be a key problem for them later on in the ball game if this becomes a close game. But I can't understand why they're being so listless, and they seem to be manhandled. Even though Quaker Valley has given them a lot of breaks and a lot of mistakes, they still haven't been able to capitalize and run a big play, except for the first play from scrimmage where Kevin Jones ran about 35 yards. The Wolverines have not been able to get a good play or good momentum builder at all.
Something that's hard to do, especially for high school kids, is to remain excited week after week for a ball game, despite the fact that you are in first place or tied for first place. Straight ahead to Farrells, and he finds a hole, cuts sharply to his right, and goes off right tackle for the touchdown for 1 yard. So we're tied in this ball game at the 3:07 mark of the second quarter of play.
And he took it right off that right side. He took it up the middle, and it looked like there was a gap there. Took one step, planted his left foot, went off to the right then, and the opening was there. Farrell was able to get in.
And for the point, it's now number 23, Delane Cameron.
To kick the extra point, Delane Cameron, the junior, 170-pound tight end. Holder is Colin Samples. Kick is up. Kick is good. Quaker Valley leads it 7-6. 3:07 remaining in the first half of play. It's Quaker Valley 7, Ellwood City 6. Now this message. Okay, Phil, and that's really the only words we have for it. They're down 7-6, and Quaker Valley just scoring on a 1-yard plunge by Farrells. And give credit to the Quakers because they executed that drive rather well from in their own territory and about their own 39-yard line.
Now, you correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but I think that was the first drive of any nature all year that the Wolverines have given up points. That was an actual drive in which the Quakers started in their own territory and rushed it the whole way down and finally pushed it in. It was the first drive all year that the Wolverines have let score against them.
Mostly it's been the big plays, and we've talked about it time and time again, how the big plays that hurt the Wolverines today was a drive they carried for the Wolverines. Delane Cameron, who kicked the extra point, kicks off for Ellwood City, or rather for Quaker Valley, sends Chapman back to his 5. He goes down to one hand. His knee does not touch, and he's able to bowl his way out across the 20-yard line, where he's brought down at the 22. And on the stop is Robinson for the Quakers, and Wolverines will have it first down and 10 from that point on their own 23-yard line. See if the Wolverines can sustain the drive. Now, they've been able to drive the football, Phil. It's just that a couple times they weren't able to get into the end zone when they had it in good position.
Well, maybe the touchdown that's scored against them could be the best thing for their momentum. Maybe that will get them out of that listless nature that they've had and force them to do something more exciting and push a little bit harder.
Split backs. DeLuca in motion to the far side. Here comes the counter to Jones. Tiptoes his way through and he'll pick up about 3 on the flag, getting it out to the Wolverine 25. Grayson on the stop for the Quaker Valley Quakers. So that'll bring up a second down and about 7 to go for Ellwood City.
We're at about the 2:30 mark, 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. So we're coming down quickly to the end of the half, and the Wolverines are going to have to start a drive and march it the whole way downfield if they hope to score. They've gone unbalanced right.
Ketterer, the quarterback, backs Blake again to Luke in motion. Chapman finding a big hole up across the Wolverine 30 to about the 34-yard line. And should be good enough for an Ellwood City first down as Kemp comes up to make the stop for the Quakers. That'll be enough for the first down and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, that was a quick opener that we've seen with the Wolverines all year, but the Quakers thus far have not shifted to that unbalance. The Wolverines have gone unbalanced a couple times on them, and they haven't shifted down. Therefore, the blocking assignments became a lot easier up front.
First down, 10 for the Wolverines from their own 34-yard line. Jones motion to the near side. Here comes the option. Ketterer wants to keep it across the Wolverine 35 and up across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play. We'll call it second down and 2. So a good option run that time as Fleck makes the stop for the Quakers.
It was a good option, Jeff, but the problem is now we're down to a minute and a half, and the Wolverines are going to have to put the ball in the air just to save the clock because they have too long of a distance to go to keep the ball on the ground. And Joe Roth reports in.
Second down, 2 to go from the Wolverines' 41-yard line. Bill mentioned time running out on the Wolverines in the first half of play. They are losing 7-6 here at Chuck Knox Stadium. A little bit of confusion defensively for Quaker Valley, but they weren't that confused because Farnell shoots in to take down Kevin Jones for a loss of 1. That'll bring up a third down and 3. Farnell's making a good defensive play on that, able to shoot in and make the stop on Jones behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Wolverines, Jeff, have called timeout to talk this over, and what they have done is that they've lined up unbalanced. That time they went strongly unbalanced to the left side. Everybody was lined up to the left side. The run came to the left side. And let me prep you to something that we talked about just yesterday, Coach Rankin and myself. We were playing around with some stuff on the chalkboard, and he was showing me how they were going to run that unbalanced play that just went to Jones. And I said, Coach, you know what else might work? I said, why don't you have the quarterback just keep it on his hip and let him fake it when everybody's running that way? What's your film? And if you just saw that last play, it was exactly the situation where Kevin Jones took the handoff and ran to the unbalanced side. And the quarterback, Ketterer, went back the opposite way, and there was nobody over there with him. So they have a pass out of that, and they also have a quarterback keeper going the opposite way. I don't know what they plan on doing, but it seems to me as though they're going to have to put the ball in the air.
Under a minute remaining in the first half of play. 59 seconds to be exact. 7-6, Quaker Valley leading it over top of Ellwood City here from Chuck Knox Stadium. Jones in the slot to the far side. Ketterer takes it and immediately tries to hit his tight end. Well, Phil said, why don't they have a pop pass in the repertoire? And there they pull one out, and it falls incomplete at the feet of Timmerman, who was guarded heavily. Over there on the coverage was Jim Percival. And that'll bring up a fourth down and 4 for the Wolverines from their own 39-yard line. So they'll be forced to kick it away here.
Yeah, this is one thing they didn't want to have to do, but they're going to have to give it up with 55, 56 seconds left, and Quaker Valley's in Maine. They're going to take a timeout, so they'll have time when they get the ball back.
Quaker Valley 7, Ellwood City 6 with this timeout on the field. Now this message. over the Wolverines. Wolverines will be forced to punt it away. Quaker Valley will have another shot yet to put a score on the board before the end of the first half. Morgan gets off a punt. It's a wobbly one, and it's a short one. Kemp, the up man, looks for some running room. He starts to run backwards instead of forwards. So running north to south the wrong way, Phil, but he's able to turn up and still pick up a few yards on the return. And brought down out of bounds. Roth in that area.
He didn't have any place.
Jones for the stop.
Yeah, he didn't have any place to go, so he tried to run left and right, tried to backtrack himself. But he did do one smart thing, and that was to get out of bounds. 44 seconds and counting as we go down into the close down to the first half of today's ball game.
7-6, Quaker Valley leading it over the Wolverines. And the Wolverines are sending their three defensive backs back deep to guard against any type of long pass situation. And Quaker Valley goes straight ahead to their fullback. Farrell pulls his way ahead for a pickup of 4. Roth on the stop, also Cortez helping out towards the play. That'll move the ball across the Quakers' 40-yard line to their own 43, springing up a second down. And they'll give them a gain of 5, but it'll be 5 to go. And they might not even get another playoff before the end of the first half, and they won't. So that's the end of the first half of play. The Quakers go inside at 5, leading at 7-6. And it's also for the Ellwood City Wolverines. That's the end of the first half of play. Philly will be back to discuss what happened in the first half right after this timeout. And it's trying to score first here to start off the second half of play. Jeff Hayes and Phil Weimer. Hope you stay with us because it just might get down to the wire. Taken up by DeLuca on his 13-yard line. He's across the 20. Still on his feet and gets it out to the Wolverine 30-yard line as he gets it across the 25. And Perry makes the stop for Quaker Valley. First down and 10 for the Wolverines on their own 30-yard line. Phil, we'll see what type of momentum the Wolverines have here to start off the second half of play, and good chance we'll be able to tell right away on this first series.
And I would also look for them to open the ball game up as far as passing is concerned. I wouldn't be surprised to see them put the ball in the air the second half.
Ketterer remains a quarterback. He takes a quick snap and has to go straight ahead with it as he bowls his way up across the 30. Now, Chris didn't really look like he was ready for that snap to come. It was an exchange between the center, Newpower, and Chris on a silent count as he put his hands up under center to take the snap, try to catch Quaker Valley off guard, pick up of 1, moving it up to the 31-yard line of Quaker Valley. That'll bring up a second down and 9.
Apparently, Chris saw something in the defense that he wanted to exploit on a quick count.
Roth in motion to the far side, takes the handoff. Roth bowls his way ahead, and the big boy gets enough for a Wolverine first down as he gets up to across their 35 and to the 41-yard line as Ruperto makes the stop defensively for the Quakers. So it looks like the Wolverines have a little bit more punch offensively here in the second half of play already.
And if anybody's going to add punch to a lineup, it's going to be Joe Roth. Put the big linebacker in there, give him the ball, and say, get this guy's inspired and run over some people. That's exactly what he did on that second down run.
Again, Roth in motion to the far side, straight ahead to Chapman, and he's able to plow his way up across the Wolverine 41 to their 44-yard line. Pick up a 3, that'll bring up a second down and 7. Grayson made the stop, Ken Grayson for the Quakers, and 10:35 and running remaining in the third quarter of play. Quaker Valley leading it 7-6.
Sean Reese alternating with Scott Timmerman running the plays in on offense. It looks like they might go unbalanced to the right side. That's exactly what they are.
And still call it, they are unbalanced right. Straight ahead to Chapman. He counters back to the left side of the offensive front for the Wolverines and finds a stalwart defense stopping him for the Quakers as he gets it up to the Wolverine 45-yard line. Liddy making the stop. Also Robinson, Ernie Robinson, the senior, making the stop. And Jim Kemp also in there for the Quakers. That'll bring up a third down. We'll call it a short 5 to go for Wolverine first with the ball resting on their own 46-yard line. Again, the split backs, and again, Roth in motion to the far side. Roth takes the handoff, gets it up for the Wolverine first down, and he is dragging a couple of Quaker Valley players along with him, Phil, as he gets it across midfield and down into Quaker Valley territory on their 47-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down as Percival makes the stop for Quakers.
Well, until they're able to stop that unbalanced play and giving it to Joe Roth, I wouldn't be surprised to see Joe Roth stay in there for the whole drive, the whole way downfield, because he is the one thing that has been the inspiration here in the early going of the second half.
First and 10, Wolverines with the ball. Straight ahead to Billy Chapman, a quick opener, and Billy fights his way down to the Quaker 44-yard line where he is finally stacked up and brought down by Brent Politi, rather Sloan Politi, check that. And that'll be a pickup of 3 for Bill. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Football resting inside the 45 of the Quakers on their 44.
And if anybody's going to add inspiration, it will be Roth and Chapman, and hopefully Kevin Jones will pick up that momentum, and the offensive line will start blocking for these guys up front and open those big holes.
Again, Roth in motion. He takes it again on the counter. And that's a play that Kevin Jones usually runs, but they've been using Joe Roth effectively, the senior, and quite a size difference between Kevin and also Joe Roth. And Joe pulls his way close to another Wolverine first down as Brent Nelko makes the stop for the Quakers. Wolverines will be shy and faced with a 3rd and short situation. We'll call it 2 for the first, as they have it on their Quaker 38-yard line.
Here comes a refrigerator play.
Both set back. Roth, he pulls his way ahead, close to a first down. The Quakers players on the field defensively say he didn't make it. Wolverine players say he did, and so the officials. They agree also with the Wolverines, and that'll be enough for the first down. Last week's game against Freedom, Joe was called on twice to carry the football, and both times they were crucial 3rd and short situations, 2 yards and the other about 3. And he carried the mail and was able to do that and get the first for the Wolverines. Today they're using him a little bit more on that. And we once again picks up a Wolverine first down and 10. Jones to the near side, finding some running room, getting it inside the 30 of the Quakers down to their 28-yard line. Flag is thrown, and we'll have a roughing penalty against one of the Quakers.
Right, it was a late hit, and Kevin Jones comes up to fire it up because he knows that late hit was on him. He was already on the ground when that hit was made. Kevin Jones with a nice run off the left tackle.
So that'll move the ball ahead 15 yards deeper into Quaker Valley territory. And presently it sits on the 28-yard line of the Quakers. And they're going to mark off the assessment. 7:57 on the stop clock remaining in the 3rd quarter of play as the officials mark off that 15-yard tack-on penalty for roughness against the Quakers defensive unit. That'll move them 15 and put the Quakers in a little bit more trouble as it takes it down to the Wolverine, or rather to the Quakers' 13-yard line, and gives the Wolverines another first down and 10 situation.
Great drive engineered so far by Coach Rankin and his staff. The impetus has been the running of Joe Roth. Should the Wolverines drive it in, he will be the big force behind it.
Straight ahead, Billy Chapman pulls his way inside the 10 of the Quakers, gets it down to about the 7-yard line as Percival makes the stop defensively for the Quaker Valley Quakers. Wolverines are down by 1, remember now, 7-6, but they came out in the second half of play here and have held the football entirely since taking that kickoff to start the second half of play. We are now at the 7:20 mark remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Wolverines still moving the ball very effectively.
Right, and Joe Roth, Kevin Jones, and Bill Chapman in that backfield for the Wolverines the whole drive.
Jones motions to the near side, takes it, sharp cut back inside off left tackle, gets it down inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line of the Quakers as Mike Ruperto comes up to make the stop, and also Tunney.
But the changes in the Wolverine lineup have really helped them. And now Roth stays in the lineup, but Kevin Jones comes out in favor of Nick Perry in the backfield, which means another blocking back in there, a defensive man and Nick Perry, and they're going to line him up as a blocking back probably for Roth.
Petrelli in the slot to the near side. Roth does block for Chapman, and Billy gets it in from 2 yards out. So, if you were with us in the first half of play, you heard us at halftime say the Wolverines were lackluster, not doing anything that much offensively. They were down at the half 7-6, and they come out here a different ball club in the second half, and a good ball club does that.
And it looks as though they might, I don't know, if I'm Coach Rankin, I'm going to try to go for 2 here with a score 12-7, and they're going to have to take a timeout to talk it over. So we want to take a spot here. We'll take a timeout. Gary will come back right after this message.
First half of play 7-6. They took the opening kickoff in the 3rd quarter and drove it for about 65 yards for the touchdown.
They've also they've used up almost half of the 3rd quarter time. They were down to 6:48 left in the 3rd quarter. Nearly half the entire 3rd quarter has been devoted to this drive by the Wolverines, and they're going to go for 2.
They lead it 12-7. Petrelli is out wide to the far side. Backs are Chapman and Nick Perry. Also in the slot is Roth. Now, Timmerman switches over to tight end. They have unbalanced right. Give off to Ross. Ross bowling. He goes into the end zone untouched. Was that a hole or what? That would have went through that.
That was so big of a hole, and I'm looking down below. A very, very large group of people from Ellwood standing up. Joe Ross put that ball in a handoff when we went around that right side as the Wolverines switched, went to their unbalanced, strong right formation. The Quakers shifted on it, Jeff, but they were not able to stop the big Joe Ross, and I'm going to give him all the credit in the world on that drive, and in fact to Coach Rankin for putting him in there, because the big Joe Ross, he will not be denied when given the chance, and he hasn't done it all year. He's been involved in every big play, and he could very well be the impetus, and they're getting the momentum back on the side of the Wolverines. The score now 14-7, Ellwood City with the lead. They lead it by 1 touchdown in the third quarter of today's ball game.
And Sean Reeds is set to kick it away for Ellwood City. A couple times Sean has kicked it off today. They've been different kicks. One was short and to the near side of the field, to one of the up men. The other was short and to the up man on the far side of the field. So Sean is trying to keep it away from the deep man, and that is the sophomore Ruperto, who has blazing speed if he gets open on the outside. Again, they kick it away from Ruperto, and it will be taken by Jeff Tunney, one of the up men. Tunney finds little running room, and he's corralled down and hit hard by the Wolverines as Tunney gets it out across the 30-yard line to their own 31 as McCary makes the stop for Ellwood City. Also Spielvogel making the stop for the Wolverines. That'll bring up a first down and 10 for the Quakers. They are down 14-7.
Excuse me, I saw Robbie Gatto in there reach up high, and he horse-collared that runner down. We should add that the wind has picked up and it started to rain a little bit. Not hard, just a wee little bit. There's sprinkling a little bit, but the wind has picked up quite a bit here in the third quarter.
John Murphy, the quarterback. Sprint action is what they use. They go to Ruperto. He's hit hard and for a loss of about 2 yards, moving the ball back to the 30-yard line. As Peretta shoots the gap to make the stop for the Wolverines. That'll bring up the second down. We'll call 12 to go for the first from the 31-yard line of the Quaker Valley Quakers.
And the crowd has gotten into the game quite a bit, but you can hear the band in the background. That's the Quaker Valley band in front of us. The Ellwood City band is in the end zone. We would not even be able to hear them, but the fans have gotten into the game quite a bit, and the defense is much more inspired.
Our I formation, again, they use the sprint out action, and they go to Ruperto, and Ruperto again is smothered after no gain in the play. Ross is there, Perry is there. It was Ketter.
Yeah, it was Ketter looking at Scott or Squatter. He was pointing to Ketterer's name, and I saw Ketterer come up from the secondary position, lined up and got inside and got in the backfield to meet him head on, Ruperto.
Quakers use that sprint out action in order to throw off the linebackers and hold them on their position. Play action pass. Murphy rolls to the far side of the field, looking, stops, sets up, and throws. This should be picked off by Ellwood. It is by Ketterer on his 40-yard line. Finds running room, up to the 45, midfield, down into Quaker Valley territory, cuts outside against the sideline, and he's run out of bounds near the Ellwood bench on their 33-yard line. And defensively running him out of bounds was Mike Vecchio, the 6'2", 180-pound junior wideout for Quaker Valley. So the Wolverines come up with a key turnover, Phil, and have it deep in Quaker Valley territory, relatively deep on their 33-yard line. First down 34 is where they mark it. First down and 10 for Ellwood City at the 5:05 mark.
Good pressure on the quarterback, Murphy. He had to put the ball up in the air, and he was rolling to his left and stopped, tried to put the ball up in the air long, but the ball hung up in the air against the wind and against his own momentum, and Ketterer could have very well caught that ball. He had so much time, and a nice return after he did intercept it.
Petrelli wide to the near side. Ketterer play action pass. Looks, throws, has Jones all alone, and it's not a Jones. Touchdown. Mixed up defensively for the Quakers in the defensive backfield. Kevin Jones was waiting for the ball to come. Ketterer hit him with the strike, and the gun from Ketterer to Jones is good for the hookup for the touchdown for the Wolverines, and that went 34 yards for that touchdown hookup from Chris Ketterer, the quarterback, the junior, to the senior, Kevin Jones, who went in motion on that play.
Yeah, I almost interrupted you in the middle of your calling of that play, Jeff, because I was watching Kevin Jones from the time he broke off the line of scrimmage. He broke on down the left side of the sideline. He beat the left halfback who fell for the play fake, and he was wide open. He was so far open that he could have very easily stopped and waited for everybody else to catch up to him.
Ketterer will hold now. Reese will kick. High snap, but they get it down. Kick is up and good at the 4:46 mark. Ellwood City leading it now in the third quarter of play, 21-7 over top of the Quaker Valley Quakers. Now this message. First of all, the score 21-7. Ellwood on top. Morgan will be kicking it off for the Wolverines. And I want to ask you a question as soon as this kickoff return. Morgan, also the punter, he's a sophomore, sends a squibbler down. Taken by one of the upmen, he bobbles it. Bobbled again by the other back for the Quaker Valley, and eventually picking it up and getting a gain of a couple is Robert Bosch, the 5'9", 152-pound junior. And that will put the ball on their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Quakers, as Frank McCary made the stop for the Wolverines. So what I wanted to ask you was, did it look as though you watched Kevin Jones the whole way?
Right.
Did it look as though there was some kind of mix-up? Did they flood the zone over there? Because I didn't get a chance to watch. I had to watch Chris.
No, what happened was that there was a play action, and the defensive halfback, because the Wolverines had been running that ball so often, he kind of went to the flow of the ball, which was to the left. And when he saw Ketterer stand up, he looked behind him, and there was Kevin Jones, already had beaten him.
Murphy pitched back to Ruperto. Ruperto, no place to go. Wolverines defense right there on the job. Nick Perry making the stop. Scott Timmerman also converging from the defensive end position on that right side of the Wolverines front to make the stop. Loss of 1. That'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the first from the 23-yard line of Quaker Valley.
I just want to add that Sean Reese has been playing offensively and defensively. He's been alternating plays with Scott Timmerman and playing defensive end all the game. That's probably why Morgan has gone in to do some kicking.
All right, formation. Play action pass. Looks to the near side. Has a man open. Pass is tipped and incomplete. Had it been not that Portugal would have picked it off because it was overthrown by the quarterback, John Murphy, to the intended receiver, Pete Jones. They flooded the zone here on the near side. Phil sent a man in the flats and sent a man just behind him about 10 yards deeper. It falls incomplete, overthrown.
Right. Now, Portugal has got to learn that you have to come over and flood with the quarterback to that side that he's rolling to, because that's the closest pass for him to throw, a direct line in front of him. He has to come that way. If the quarterback wanted to throw across his body the length of the field, he would have had more time to get back. He was not in a good position that time, Portugal.
Again, the play action. Jones puts it in, misses him. Murphy spins, and it's finally brought down by the Wolverines. Coming up with the stop is Jerry Ritzer, who also is blitzing. So the Wolverines had the all-out blitz coming on the left side defensively, Phil, and they were able to force Murphy out of the pocket. Kevin Jones hit him originally in the backfield, and still there is a loss of a half a yard in the play. That'll bring up 4th down and a long 11 for a first from about the 22 and a half yard line of Quaker Valley. They will be forced to punt it away. The punter will be standing on his own 9-yard line. Portugallo, Ketterer standing back at about midfield for the kick. Reynolds gets off a good kick taken by Ketterer. He doesn't call for a fair catch. Gets it just inside of Quaker Valley territory. Gain of about a yard on that return as the coverage was right there. Ruperto, with his good speed, made the stop.
All right, let's see with 2:59, just about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. The Wolverines with their third possession. If they can drive it in to end this quarter with another score, that could really switch the momentum completely.
First down and 10 for the Wolverines on the Quaker 49-yard line. Unbalanced right. Roth was hitting the backfield, still on his feet, makes a nice cutback inside, and he was hitting the backfield and shooting in to make the hit with Sean Fleck. Roth shook him off like a horse shakes off a fly, and he was able to pick up 4 on the play, getting it down to about the 46-yard line of Quaker Valley. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
I'll make my point right after this play, Jeff, because the Wolverines are coming up to the line of scrimmage right now.
Petrelli wide to the near side. Ketterer, the quarterback for the Wolverines. Jones also in motion towards Petrelli at the near side. Straight ahead to Billy Chapman, and straight ahead blocking that time for the Wolverines. No traps involved, and Billy gets his way across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line as Kemp makes the stop. So that'll be a 3rd down. We'll call it 4, so a gain of just 3 on the play for Bill.
All right, the thing I wanted to say is that the scouts here have now, from Riverside, have got a new thing to contend with, and that is the big, strong running back, Joe Roth, who's made his presence known here in the third quarter. Joe may find himself a starter next week.
Ketterer looks back, throws, and hits his wideout. Not the wideout, but Jones who came in motion to the near side towards wideout. Petrelli makes a diving catch, and he will be inches short of a 1st down.
What's a refrigerator play?
4th down 2.
What I mean by the refrigerator play is watch for Joe Roth, and everybody's stacked up right behind him, and they'll go on a quick count because all it is 4th and about 1. Let's see what happens, though.
Ball resting on the 41-yard line of Quaker Valley. 4th and 1 for the Wolverines. They lead at 21-7. Roth, single setback, pulls his way in, hit at the line of scrimmage, still fighting ahead for yards. He won't get the first. He had to go to about 39-yard line for a first down. Give credit to the Quaker Valley defense because they stacked him up immediately on the inside. Farrell's in on the stop, and also coming up, Jim Percival for the Quakers.
That's the first time all year that play has been stopped by a defense. But quite honestly, Jeff, I'm surprised it's worked as many times as it has, because the Wolverines line up a lot of people in front of Roth, and he ran into probably as many of his own players as he did defenders, and that slowed him down and slowed his forward progress down.
First down, 10 yards to go from the 41-yard line of the Quakers. They have the football. Under a minute remaining in this third quarter of play. Ellwood leading it 21-7. Here's the bootleg. Murphy wants to keep it, and he'll be punished for doing that. Roth picks him up and slams him down on his back. Also, Richard shot in there to help make the stop, and that was a design play. Murphy took the ball and wanted the Wolverines defense to back off as if he were going to pass. Took a wide roll, Phil, and loses about a half a yard on that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that Joe Roth is an all-conference performer. We're late enough in the season when we can make those kinds of statements. I think that Joe Roth is a quality and an all-conference type of linebacker, and he comes in and hits the ball and meets him very hard.
Play action, Murphy in trouble, and again, this time Perry getting a hold of Murphy as he shot in the blitz from his cornerback spot here on the near side of the field. That's the end of the third quarter of play, and that was a loss of about 5 yards. That'll bring up a third down situation for Quaker Valley when we start off the fourth quarter of play. So, at the end of 3, it's Ellwood City 21, Quaker Valley 7. Now this message. 12 minutes of football remaining on the clock for the fourth quarter of play. Quaker Valley with the ball. 3rd and long. Murphy back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket by Reed here on the near side of the field. He wants to tuck it to Roth. He's chased out of bounds by Richard, and won't even be near a first down as he gets knocked out at the 44-yard line of the Quakers. Richard with good pursuit, and give credit to Sean Reesville because he flushed him out of the pocket, forcing him to run the football, not able to get off the pass. And the credit also is due to the defensive backs of the Wolverines, who did not let any receiver get open on the play. That'll bring up a 4th down. We'll call it about 8 to go for a first, and Arnold set the punt it away for Quakers.
Right, there was Sean Reese was in there and very nearly got clipped as he tried to pursue, but the Quaker did a good job of getting his head around the front for a good block.
Good kick by Farrells, but again it is short, and it goes out of bounds at the Wolverine 38-yard line. Well, they will take over first down and 10. 21-7 is our score. Ellwood City over top of Quaker Valley in the fourth quarter of play. Now this 30-second timeout.
East Washington Street in Newcastle.
Wolverines first and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Bill Chapman bowls his way left and comes close to a Wolverine first down. They might have to bring in the sticks to measure. Grayson makes the stop. They won't have to measure it. The first down and 10 again for the Wolverines as they move it out to their own 49-yard line.
And now conditioning, Jeff, becomes a big factor. And we know the Wolverines' conditioning and the fact that they have not had to go both ways, a lot of players. Number 77, I believe, is Jeff Lindner, who has changed numbers and moved in at right tackle for the Wolverines. He was a tight end earlier in the year.
Backs are split. Roth again motion to the near side. Straight ahead again to Bill Chapman. He'll pick up about 5 as he gets it up across the 50 and down to the 44-yard line. Grayson again with the stop, and they will mark it just across the 45, so that will be a pickup of about 5. Second down 5 from the 45 of the Quakers.
And the Wolverines' momentum has carried over now into the fourth quarter, and Joe Roth has remained in the backfield with Chapman and Jones.
Split backs. Jones in motion from the slot. Again, Roth hit at the line of scrimmage by Robinson, and Robinson is able to hold on. Roth almost shakes him off. They'll give him his forward progress for a pickup of about 2 yards. That'll bring up third down, 3 to go from the 43-yard line of the Quakers.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, what I wanted to say was that the coaches here from Riverside will have to contend with the running of a big, strong linebacker type in Joe Roth. I know that the Panthers have one in Rod Hardy that the Wolverines will have to contend with, but they didn't expect probably to see Roth in there as much as he has been in this ballgame.
Roth is in the slot to the far side. Jones in motion to the near side. Ketterer wants to keep it. He could go all the way. Ketterer down inside the 20 of Quaker Valley, and that was the option play. Chris runs that so well when he finds a little bit of an opening. He's able able to get out of bounds at about the 13-yard line of the Quakers, and eventually run down by Tunney from behind, the 5'9", 135-pound junior.
That was an excellent
30-yard run, Phil.
Yes, that was an excellent option off that left side. Good play by Chris Ketter, and he can run it that left way because he's a good, strong left-hander. He runs the option well. The only thing is, maybe in the future, he might even consider pitching the ball when he's 8 or 9 yards downfield, because that time Jones was following him the whole way.
Chapman is the single setback, hit in the backfield, breaks one tackle, gets up to the original line of scrimmage, and then fights his way down to the 10-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the play, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Ellwood City. Give him 2 on that, 2nd and 8. Percival makes the stop for the Quakers.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to make a prediction, and that is the fact that the Wolverines, my personal feeling right now is, Jeff, that this is probably the strongest team that they could possibly put on that field. With Lindner there, a big tackle, and Roth in the backfield, that could be the best and strongest team they could put on the field.
Roth comes in motion to the near side, takes the handoff, cuts it back inside, a little too wide this time. Joe wasn't able to find anywhere to cut back in off tackle. Mike Vecchio coming up to make the stop for the Quakers. Joe gets it inside the 10 to the 9 to pick up a 1, 3rd down and 7 now for the Wolverines. Now, Phil, they can get another 1st down on about the 3-yard line of the Quaker Valley.
And the wide side of the field is the far side, or the left side, to Chris Ketterer's strong hand, his left hand. So it wouldn't be surprising to me to see them go to that side with some kind of an option.
8:50 left in the ball game. Wolverines lead it 21-7. They are threatening once again. Ketterer wants to keep it off the bootleg. Ketterer gets inside the 10-yard line and takes it down close to the 5. They might even give him the 4. Roberto coming up from the quarterback spot to make the stop and keeping Chris from getting into the end zone. So they'll put it on the 5. 4th and about 2 to go for the 1st down. Wolverines have to go to the 3 for that 1st.
They had a quarterback bootlegger, an option over to that left side. But I don't know. I didn't know who the running back was that was leading Chris Ketterer, but they actually could have had a block thrown, and Ketterer could have gone all the way. The man that he originally faked the ball to, I'm not sure whether that was Chapman or whether it was Roth. I'm not going to put the blame on anybody, but whoever was leading that play for Ketterer missed the block assignment out there, leading Chris around the left side, and had that one block been thrown, Chris would have had a clear sailing all the way down to the left flag.
Score 21-7, 8:14 remaining in the ball game. Ellwood leading over Quaker Valley. Timeout on the field. Now this message. A 4th down, 2 situation on the Quaker Valley 5-yard line. What type of play do you look for?
Probably something to Roth again, but this is where they were before and were unable to capitalize.
Roth is lined up in the slot. Timmerman is tight also on the left side. DeLuca in motion to the near side. Here comes the option. Ketterer keeps it. Ketterer dancing, gets in close to the touchdown, and I believe he will be just shy. Now, he did get the 1st down, and that's what matters.
Yeah, he ran an excellent option off that left side. He had a pitchman DeLuca on his outside. He could have pitched the ball, but he stopped, planted that left foot, cut it upfield, inside the tackle, was able to get down inside for a 1st down. So we have 1st and goal for the Wolverines in the 4th quarter. They're leading right now 21-0. Excuse me, 21-7.
Wolverines 1st and goal, as Phil mentioned, on about the 1-foot line of Quaker Valley. Nick Perry now in the backfield for the Wolverines, along with Chapman and Ron. Perry gets the call and takes it into the end zone. That is Chapman. Check that. He gets the call. Bill scores his 2nd touchdown, 3rd touchdown of the ball game this afternoon. And that is from about a half-yard out. So the blocking led by Perry and also Roth. Phil just dances his way right into the end zone.
Yes, I danced my way right outside of the press box so we could probably pick up some of the fan noise. It was good straight-ahead blocking on the left side, and Sean Reese will attempt that extra point.
Chapman getting the touchdown. That's his 3rd of the ball game from about a half-yard out at the 7:49 mark. Wolverines lead at 27-7. Kick is up. Sean Reese converts. Wolverines go on top 28-7. And we have 7:49 remaining in the ball game. Ellwood leading it over Quaker Valley 28-7. Now this message. And the sophomore will again kick it off in place of Sean Reese. 7:49 remaining in the game. Wolverines kicking it off from left to right. Roberto back deep to receive. Taken by one of the upmen, and his knee will have touched right there. Taken by the wideout, Pete Jones, who was also an upman on the kick return. Team for the Quaker Valley Quakers. Over down on the 27-yard line of Quaker Valley. 1st down and 10. for the Quakers.
You know, that was one of those plays that seems to me to, I don't understand why rules can't be consistent throughout all leagues when they play. Obviously, a kid has watched enough football to know that when he catches the ball on one knee, he's not down because he watches television all the time. But that's just a pro football rule, and he was down because he caught the ball down on one knee in high school rules.
Farrells and Raperto line up in the eye. Raperto is the eye back. Raperto finds tough running inside, and he'll lose about half a yard of the play. Maybe they give him back to the original line of scrimmage. Host of Wolverines in on the stop. Richard is one of them. Also, Joe Ross getting up off the bottom of the pile. No gains, so that'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 27 of Quaker Valley.
It looks as though the only defensive change for the Wolverines is Jay Patrick is at the right defensive end spot in place of Scott Timmerman. Other than that, the whole defense is intact, and Petrelli is out here at the right halfback spot in place of Ketterer. So that makes 2 changes.
Sonny wide to the near side. Again, the play action pass. Thrown, hits Sonny over the middle, makes the catch and gets enough for a 1st down. On the coverage is Rick Petrelli for the Wolverines.
Well, I'm really surprised because the Wolverines, they were all over Sonny. He was the only receiver who was sent out on that play, and the Wolverines were all around him, but none of them in the area to knock the pass down. So they're going to have to watch that pass defense, even though they were not beaten. That was the main thing.
18-yard hookup from Murphy to Tunney. 1st down and 10 from the Quaker 45-yard line. They have the ball. Raperto pitch back, avoids one tackler, and is able to turn the corner just a little bit. Portugal makes the stop on the tumbling Raperto.
That looks like it might be Joe Roth who went down injured for the Wolverines, and it looks as though it might be a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is. He went down very quickly, and I saw Coach Clow come out to help him. I'm not sure what the injury could be, but that definitely is Joe Roth who's down.
Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Quakers from their 47-yard line. Wolverines lead at 28-7 at the 6:16 mark remaining in the ball game. Now this message. Robinson carried the ball. He's backing at fullback for the Quakers, and he will pick up about a yard in the play, moving it up to the midfield stripe. So they'll give him a gain of 2. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 now. As Dave Patrick made the stop, he's in at right defensive end, as Phil mentioned, for Scott Timmerman.
I'm surprised, Jeff, that there hasn't been one turnover as far as fumbling is concerned. There has been no fumbles yet in the ball game.
And 1 interception so far. Murphy back to pass. He's blitzed by Perry, and Perry will take him down. Also, Jay Patrick in there, Richard in there also. So once again, they come out with the blitz here, this time on the near side of the field. Peretta also getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Wolverines, and that'll be a loss of about 7 yards, as Murphy had no time to get rid of the football and no time to scramble. That'll bring up a 4th down and 12. Quakers will be forced to punt it away. Farrell standing on his own 28-yard line. Back to receive Portugal and also Petrelli for the Wolverines standing on their own 22 to receive the punt. Low snap. Farrell takes his time and gets off a wobbly kick. It'll hit at the Wolverine 40, roll inside their 35, inside the 30 now. Will be down on the 29-yard line by Robinson for Quaker Valley. Wolverines take over 1st down and 10 with 4:48 remaining. Phil, they should be able to hold on to the football and run out the clock for this ball game.
It would be nice for them to drive it down there and hold it for the rest of the drive here in the duration of the ball game. Frank Vicari had gone in at the linebacker spot to replace Joe Roth during that last series of downs. I'm just looking to see who the halfbacks are behind Ketterer. And I think Roth has gone back in. Yes, he's staying in, so it must have just been a cramp.
Petrelli wide to the near side, Roth in the slot to the far side. Straight ahead to Chapman, finds running tough off left tackle, and it's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage and is able to spin off that.
He fumbled the ball, Jeff. He dropped it, and I think Ketterer picked it up and ran with it. I'm not sure, but somebody picked the ball up. It was a lineman, Richard, who saw the ball lying down and picked it up. So it looked as though somebody spun out of there, but it was a fumble right after I mentioned there hadn't been any fumbles.
The lineman's dream to touch the football, huh? He gets a pickup of a couple, and that'll give him a 5-yard pickup, actually. 2nd down and 5 for the Wolverines from their own 35. Petrelli wide to the far side. DeLuca is in the slot. Ketterer the quarterback. DeLuca motion to the near side. Hand up to DeLuca, big hole, gets it across the 35 of the Wolverines, and he is met immediately. Robinson coming up. Also over to help make the stop is Jason Tarosky. So no gain in the play. What looked like a hole for John closed up quickly as Robinson shot up along with Tarofsky to help make the stop. 3rd down and 5 for the Wolverines from the 35.
Yeah, what looked like a big hole actually was 2 defensive men who were in the backfield who got split, but the linebackers and the defensive backs were able to stop DeLuca short of gaining any yardage. So we're still at 3rd down and 5, 28-7. The Wolverines with the lead.
And 3:20 remaining in the ball game. Jones in the slot to the near side. Reese is lined up tight also to the near side. Jones goes in motion towards wideout Petrelli. Here comes the option. Ketterer wants to keep it. Ketterer in trouble. Gains 1 on the play. Farrell's in on the stop. And also helping out for the Quakers is Mike Vesio, the 6'2", 180-pound junior. So that'll bring up a 4th down situation at about 3 for Ellwood City on their own 36-yard line.
A strong wind is blowing. It's blowing from left to right across the field. It doesn't seem to be up in the trees or something, but I'm looking down at the players and the cheerleaders down below. Their hair is blowing, and you can notice the wind down there. So Morgan's punting with the wind.
Morgan gets up a low kick, but it does carry well. Taken by Ruperto. Ruperto finds little running room. You can see right away, Phil, that he was, we could anyhow. Copper made the stop for Ellwood City. He was trying to get outside of his wall to some protection here on the near side of the field where they had it set up. He wasn't able to do so. As the Wolverines, Copper converged and made a good stop for Ellwood City. That'll bring up a 1st down and 10 now for the Quakers from their 36-yard line.
Now we're going to have to watch the defensive secondary of the Wolverines because they'll be putting the ball up in the air. The Wolverines have gone with some new people, though, in that secondary. I see Scaldone, I see Compa, looks like Spielvogel, and also a timeout.
Official timeout on the field. 2:27 remaining in the game. Ellwood leading at 28-7. Now this message. Wolverines lead it 28-7. Jeff Hazen along with Bill Weimer. If you were with us in the first half, Wolverines looked really down. And we're losing 7-6 actually at the half. Came back with play as a different ball club in the second half, the type of ball club that they have been able to play at all year. And something our spotter noted is that the JV ball club is in now for the Wolverines. We'll try to mention as many of those players we can for you. Roberto carrying the ball, and he's brought down by the Wolverines, Brian Spielvogel, the 5'6", 130-pound junior split end and defensive back, making the stop. Gain of just about 1 on the play, so that'll bring up 2nd and a short 9 as Roberto finds running room very scarce to the outside this afternoon.
And Bill Caputo over there on that side of the field was able to knock down the interference and allow Spielvogel to come up to make the tackle. So those guys oftentimes get overlooked for sacrificing their bodies.
Motion against the right guard, Chad Rhea, 5'10", 175-pound junior, and listed as a tackle, but playing guard, and he jumps off for Quaker Valley. That'll back him up 5 and bring up a 2nd down, 13 to go now from the 33-yard line of Quaker Valley.
And we're inside 2 minutes to go, 28-7. Jeff, I said that the Wolverines could win this one by 20, but I'll tell you, at halftime, it sure didn't look that way.
No, it didn't. All right, formation. Again, they go to Ruperto, the sophomore, finds running top, picks up a yard. That'll make it 2nd down and 12. As Frank Vicari makes the stop for the Ellwood City Wolverines. Remember, now we do have a JV ball club in for the Wolverines, and that is good to see that you can get these guys in here to get them some game experience for the upcoming year. 1:27 remaining in the ball game. Ellwood with a comfortable 28-7 lead. And as it looks now, something terribly drastic would happen. Wolverines will go 8-1 overall, 6-1 in MAC AA, 7-1 in MAC AA play. Murphy wants to pass. He's going to be sacked by Patrick. And also in there helping to make the tackle for the Wolverines was Mark Jones, brother of Kevin, 5'8", 140-pound sophomore.
Those 2 guys came on a blitzer on the right defensive side. They were in there on the quarterback. That always helps your defensive secondary look a little bit better. The fact that the quarterback's never even able to turn around to get the pass off. So the youngsters will be back to return the punt also now.
Loss of 8. That'll bring up a 4th down and 20. Farrell standing deep on his own 13 to punt it away. Mark Jones back to receive the kick. Farrells will not kick it, though. He will keep it, and he will be met at the line of scrimmage as he tries to cut to the outside. as he gets it up to about the 25-yard line, and I saw a flag fly over there on the sideline. We will see who it will be called against. It'll either be called against Wolverines or the Quakers, naturally.
I'm not sure. It could be some kind of a late hit because he was out of bounds, but I doubt that. They don't seem to be making those kind of gestures. Let's see what the signal is. Referees are spending a long time looking it over and deciding it's going to be a first down, whatever it is.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against Ellwood City, so there must have been some kind of late hit after the ball had been declared dead out of bounds. That's an automatic first down.
But they lost 15 yards and gained the first down. That's pretty unusual in football, and only in high school football can those kinds of things happen.
28 seconds remaining in this contest today. Quaker Valley will drop to 2-7 overall, 2-6 MAC-AA play. Wolverines boost their record up to 8-1 overall, 7-1 in MAC-AA play.
Oh, wait a second. No, wait a minute. The personal foul was against Ellwood, but it looks as though they're marking... What the heck are they doing? They have the marker going in favor of Ellwood. The first down is set up in favor of Ellwood, as if they have the ball. Yes, it was.
Yeah, they'll have the football because it was a dead ball foul.
Right, they had. It must have occurred after the play, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty. So the Wolverines will get the ball first down, but it'll be first down and 25 yards. There you go.
Wolverines with it on the Quaker 40-yard line. Motion to the far side. It's all over the quarterback, handing off straight ahead to Hall. Hall finds a little running room, picks up about one in the play as he gets it inside the 40, up to the 41-yard line. Grayson with the stop. Clock now down to 10 seconds, and that'll be it for this afternoon's ball game. Ellwood picks up another win and another notch in their belt on their march towards the MAC-AA playoffs, Phil. Final score 28-7. We'll take this 60-second timeout and then be back to tell you more about what happened during this afternoon. Wolverines once again a winner over Quaker Valley, 28-7. Now this message.